because you're dressed, because you're ready for the day, because you've gone on your walk, because you've learned a little something new. You have so much to share in your stories.
Elwood said it best. Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. And happy people don't just
Kill people.
shoot their husband.
Shoot
was the actual thing. I'm like, I don't know if I can say that on here.
Because it's so much more than content.
Amen.
How do I get more leads?
How do I stand out in my market?
Is it unprofessional to talk about my kids on Instagram?
Should I have one account or two?
Do I really need a personal brand as a real estate agent?
We are the Modern Agent Marketing Girls. We are 2 agents turned marketing experts who believe you can become the go-to real estate girl in your market all because you are you. I'm Chelsea Peterson, founder and CEO of Modern Agent Social Club.
And I'm Kayla Fox, Modern Agent's content creator. Let us be your guide as we talk about what it means to market your real estate business the modern way.
So refill your favorite beverage, open your notes app, and get ready to build a business and a brand you're obsessed with. Let's go. Good morning, marketing girls.
Good morning, and gosh, I am so pumped for episode 3. This is part 3, not episode 3. This is like episode 60-something. Part 3 of our series, The Wealthy Agent Upgrade. And, I have to start with our co-host, James Clear. He doesn't know that he has another podcast, but he has this quote that I think everyone knows by now, but every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. So every little thing that you do is signaling, this is who I want to be. Right? The last 2 weeks have been so much about mindset, which is so important. And we're still going to dive into that a little bit today. But today is going to be a little bit more about action. Like, what does this mean for you? What do you actually do now that you have cut out the distraction and that you have kind of rewired your way of thinking?
Real quick, I have a theory that every motivational speaker or writer and all these quotes that we repeat, all they're doing is bluntly saying what they really think. And I'm like, why do I use their quotes? I could just make up my own. But no, we love them dearly. But we have our own quote for you, actually. And this is what we're going to dive into and unpack first, because like Kayla said, today is all about taking action. But the modern agent mindset this is like your protocol for operating at a high level, for having a wealthy life in whatever wealth means to you, however you define it. But the modern agent mindset should be your default setting so that unreasonable business success and unapologetic presence in life become the standard, not the exception. These are your standards. These are your operating principles. Like if we were a corporation, you would have this in your guidebook, but this is not a corporation. It is your life and your business. And it's a lot more desirable to follow when you know that it directly correlates to the type of person you want to become. So before we even dive into what these are, if you think about it like this, if you upgrade your standards tomorrow, which we're going to do because you're going to hear them all today, you upgrade them tomorrow, your calendar will look drastically different 30 days from now. 30 days from now. That is so exciting to me. I don't know about you. So let's get into it. Kayla, take us away.
Take it away.
Take it away.
Okay, so let's just review a little bit the last couple of weeks. This is kind of a summary of all the things that we've talked about. There's like 5 or 6 things here that are all about like, this is how we think now. This is how modern agents operate. So the first is modern agents don't give excuses. We don't have excuses. We're always looking for opportunity. We're always looking on the bright side. We're waking up believing that someone in our community needs us to show up for them today because they are looking for us. No excuses. Modern agents don't blame the market. Okay? We're not sitting around saying sad stories about interest rates or about how things are just so expensive or nobody's moving or everybody already has an agent. Nope. Not doing any of that anymore. Modern agents expect results. We aren't showing up just so that our feeds look pretty. We're showing up because we believe that this type of content is life-changing and will reach the right people and will build those connections, build those relationships so that we can sell more houses and build a reputation for ourselves, right? Modern agents have open hands, not crossed arms. A lot of you, even right now listening, might be listening with a little bit of like a crossed arm energy where you're kind of like, prove it. Like, if you're saying this is possible for me, then prove it. And I'm just here to tell you, the only one who can prove it to you is yourself. You have to decide, even if you're just pretending to decide, like decide today that everything that we're talking about is actually possible for you, and then take the actions necessary that we're going to dive into today to make it happen for yourself, right? And then the last one is modern agents take themselves seriously. Now, we talk a lot on this podcast about like modern agents have fun and like there's like so much to that. But one problem that we have noticed again and again and again is like agents often make decisions or don't make decisions in their business based off of the fact that they don't really believe they have something to offer, or they don't really believe they're capable of these things, or they don't really think that this will pay off. Like, if you take yourself seriously, you do invest in yourself. You do take your business seriously. You do show up with a different mindset every single day because you actually know that, like, hey, my mindset and the way that I like view myself is a direct reflection of how other people are going to view me too. So those are just a few of like the core, like biggest beliefs. If we can really narrow it down to everyone that's listening, really buying into those beliefs, we believe that like literally anything is possible for you.
I want to also share why we are doing these episodes. And you've probably been like, if you're on the other side listening, you've probably saved a million content ideas before. You've probably seen so many similar content ideas for agents that you don't even know, you couldn't even tell me who posted it because there's so much of the sameness. It's like the sea of gray we talked about last week. The same thing is happening when it comes to people giving advice for real estate marketing. But none of that information will truly transform who you become as an agent or who you want to become or these big goals you have or that Pinterest-sized real estate business you dreamed of when you got your license of like what you'd wear and how you'd show the houses and the clients you'd serve and your client experience. Like a lot of that may be happening for you, but also when we're constantly elevating, we are transforming into someone who is unshakable, who expects results, who doesn't come in with crossed arms, who does all the things Kayla just listed off, who takes their business seriously. We only have one requirement to join Modern Agent Social Club. I don't care if you've never sold a house or if you've sold 1,000 houses. We are the right fit for you if this one condition is met. If you take your business seriously. That is the only thing that is required to build a personal brand. If you don't really care, or you would rather just get cold leads and keep chasing and not attract effortlessly and not build relationships or go deeper instead of wider, if you truly want a referral-based business, Modern Agent Social Club is for any single agent who's ready to take their business seriously. And I believe, this is my belief or our belief, that every single agent, I don't care who you are, how old you are, what your situation is, where you live, how small your town is, how big your city is, how many kids you have or don't have. I believe that every single real estate agent would have a better business if they had a personal brand. That is my belief. And that is why this episode right now is being recorded about the Modern Agent protocol that we're about to go over, because we know these things are transformative. We do these things ourselves and our lives have transformed. So this isn't us just like making up random things or James Clear quotes. Like this is so much deeper. So if you can sit back, take this seriously, listen to it twice, take notes, and then add these things to your calendar. In fact, open your notes app and as we go through, write them down and then pin it to like the top of your notes or put it in your calendar as a repeating activity and follow these things every single day. Your business will transform for only the better. It can only get better. Even if you would rate it as a 9, it could be a 10. If you rate it as a 10 currently, it could be an 11. It could always go up, right? So are you ready?
I am ready. And you know, as you're talking about this, again, we're going to get into the actions. We're going to get into like, this is what you actually need to be focusing on. But I think it's really important to know that this isn't just about the outcome. Like, think about like the farmer that like harvests a field, right? As he is doing that, or she, yes, ultimately they want to get up in the morning, they want to go outside and they want to be like, today's the day. Today's the day I finally get to like harvest and like reap what I've sown, right? And like whether they sell it or they use it for their family, wherever that's going to be, that's so great. But why is that farmer so resilient? Why is that farmer so patient? Why is that farmer so meticulous? Like, why is their character what it is? because they've gotten up every morning and they believed that the things that they were doing today was going to lead them to that moment. So it's so much more than just about like the thing that you accomplish. Just like in running a race, it's not just about finishing the race. It's about getting up every day and running, even when you're sore and even when you're sick and even when the weather's awful and all of those things. Like, who do you become in that process? You become the type of person that anyone would pay to be around, that anyone would like love to work with, to love to be around and like be in close proximity with. And that's what you want, right? Like, if you could just know that like your brand and like your character and the essence of who you are, if all of those things simply like work as a magnet to attract all of these people to you who are like, I don't even know what you're selling, but I want to be in your presence. I want to be with you. I want to work with you. Think about how much easier your life would be.
I've heard some of our members say comments before like, I got this message from someone and they said, I don't even need to buy a house, but I want to because I want you to be my agent. Like, that's the energy. And when you live that out day to day, it does become magnetic and your day to day becomes better. And I like that you said it's not about the outcome because a lot of when we talk about marketing or content or really any of these things, it feels very outcome driven. Like, well, when you do this, you're going to get this many leads or this many followers or this many likes or this. Like, we're so into the analytics of things and the result driven, which we want to talk about our results, right? But first of all, I want you to amplify. Like, I want you to 10x the result you're trying to get and then be the person every day that already gets that result. Like, if
Yeah.
you want to sell 20 million, you need to take the actions today that $20 million Chelsea takes today. You don't wait till you get to 20 million or you never will, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's dive in. We've kind of created this like daily, what are we calling it? A daily protocol? Like, these
Protocol.
are like the mandatory things that we believe that if you wake up every day and you do these things, you will be surprised at the results that you get. Because again, not only will you be in closer proximity with future buyers and sellers every single time that you do these things, you will also become the kind of person who takes themselves seriously, who has open hands, who expects results, who's not blaming the market, who's not looking for excuses. Your confidence will like radiate because you are doing some of these things. So the very first thing that we want you to do every day, which hopefully you're already doing, is you're just getting ready. What is getting ready? Why is that so important, Chelsea?
When you physically get ready, you are then mentally ready for anything that comes that day. A lot of the things we talk about aren't even necessarily related to a marketing thing or a logistical thing or posting this or doing this. But like when you're physically ready, then you're mentally ready to do things like open your story camera and record something, or run and get a coffee and talk to the person in line, or you're ready to, hop on a Zoom call at a moment's notice, or you just feel like when you get yourself ready, it's like this mental signal to yourself that I am ready to act. I am ready to do. So even if you did nothing all day except walk around dressed up in a cute outfit and your hair was done and you had makeup on, you still would feel differently than if you stayed in your workout clothes or your loungewear or whatever and sat on the couch all day. And just that simple fact of getting dressed and getting ready will put you in the position to get something done. So like there's this, have you ever heard of like if you wear shoes while you're working from home, it's supposed to like mentally make you more productive? Now, I'm all about a placebo effect, so I don't care if that is a real psychological thing or not. If you tell me if I wear shoes, I'll get more done, I'll wear shoes, right? If I tell you if you get ready, you'll get more done, get ready. But like really what we're getting at though with that is like we don't just want to, if you're ready for the day throughout your house, you'll probably be more likely to, wipe off your counters and clean them off. You're probably more likely to clean out your inbox and more likely to follow up with the emails that you were going to send or create that piece of content you haven't done that you had an idea for, or like you're just mentally positioning yourself to be someone who takes charge, who takes action. Getting ready also, it just gives you confidence. So like sometimes in the winter when I would go show a house, I would like just dress very like casual underneath, and because I was wearing a winter coat and a hat and boots. But then I was like, there was just something that I didn't feel fully like ready. I know they can't see what's under my coat, but like if I would instead just get fully dressed under my coat, it just gives you, it's like you're stepping into this next layer of confidence. It doesn't matter that they can't see it. Just like it can't matter that you guys can't see us on this podcast. We still get ready for it every time we record, right? And I'm looking to up level that, by the way. Anyways, that is my thoughts on getting ready. What else do you have to say about that?
Well, I kind of forgot that I even did this until you were talking about this. But when I first got my real estate license, I right away was on Instagram talking about this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm working on. This is all the things. But I remember that summer, my son had basketball camp. It was like for 2 weeks in the evenings, or I think it was in the mornings. And I had no business. I had nothing going on other than like taking care of the kids, right? But I noticed the days during those 2 weeks, the days that I would purposely get dressed as if I was going to meet a client, almost every single time someone would bring up real estate to me. Whether it was like, oh, you just got your license. I'm so excited. Or how is it going so far? Or did you see this house over here? And like, my answer was no. But like they were making it so easy to talk about it, right? When I showed up just wearing like my leggings and my tank top or whatever, just like every other mom that was there, I still had fun. I still had good conversations, but real estate wasn't coming up. So I started noticing like by week 2, I was like, I'm gonna go put on a cute skirt and some cute shoes and I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna start hustling. And that's what I did. That's literally like how I started noticing, like, oh yeah, this is how this works. But the truth is, like, it does something for your own mindset. But also, like, even little things, like if you are, like, I'm picturing, like, at my house, if I go outside to let my dog out, there's probably a neighbor walking in the street. If I'm, like, in my pajamas, I'm not going to be like, hey, how are you? Like, how did this end up going for you? But if I'm dressed and I'm ready, I'm more likely to stop and talk to them, even if it's just for 2 minutes. How many times do we get frustrated that our neighbors have listed with somebody else, right? That's like one simple little hack. Like anytime there's an opportunity presenting itself towards you, you're going to see it and you're going to take action on it because you're ready to do so.
Last week we talked about questioning the default, and this brought to mind that the default when I started real estate, I don't even know if this is still a thing, was to wear a name tag that said like your brokerage name and your name. So it would just scream to anyone that you sell real estate in hopes of, again, default setting, just attracting random people from all over the world that are like, hey, I saw you have a name tag on. Can you sell my house? No trust, no experience required. Just like, yeah, you're the name tag. Good. You're good to go. Like that is the form of getting ready in like the questioning the default. We're going to put the blazer on. We're going to be the sea of gray. We're going to put on the name tag and hope someone strikes up a conversation about real estate, rather than our version is the proactive version. Get yourself ready, whether you're leaving the house or not, and you're going to be putting yourself in a place to take action and be proactive, whether it's striking up a conversation with the neighbor, going on your stories that result in a conversation, any of those things, you're proactively trying to create relationships and have conversations versus I'll put this name tag on and let someone come to me. Doesn't quite hit the same. Doesn't quite feel as authentic to like plaster the name tag on, right? Now, I do think this isn't what we're talking about today, but like if you have merch, if you have a cute sweatshirt, if you have something, I don't think that that is correlating to wearing a name tag. If you wear a shirt that says like, you know, like the I Heart New York shirt and it's like you're a screaming tourist, like I maybe wouldn't wear a shirt saying like looking for your referrals or love referrals. But if you have a branded piece of merch for yourself, fine. Like that does not equate to a name tag. But the point is get yourself ready to a place where you feel good. You want to go out and take a picture. You want your husband to grab the phone and take a B-roll of you walking into the coffee shop because you got ready today. And now you can create that piece of content. Like that's really what it's all about, which I think this overarching number one, getting ready, leads into almost everything we're talking about today. Okay, number 2 is your CEO walk. I also was looking for other names for this, and I came up with your morning miles, but it doesn't have to be in the morning, and it doesn't have to be miles. So your CEO walk, it can be on a treadmill. You can be wearing pajamas while you're doing it, or you could wear all workout clothes. Again, this just brought to mind, if you wore pajamas on a walk, or you wore workout clothes and tennis shoes, which walk do you think would be more challenge? Which one would you challenge yourself more? Like, if you're
Right.
wearing pajamas, you're probably gonna just, like, walk really gradually, like, it's better
Right.
than nothing, but if you're wearing workout clothes and tennis shoes, you're probably going to maybe hit the incline up quite a bit, or go a little bit faster, or push yourself harder. Again, it's like you're dressing for the part. No one can see you on the treadmill, but the difference between wearing pajamas and actual workout clothes will probably change how you approach the treadmill. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. This is bigger than getting in shape. Like, this is not really what this is about. The truth is, like, any kind of movement, whether it's like Pilates or a walk or yoga or lifting or whatever it is you want to do, guys, even if you only do it for 10 minutes, sometimes that's literally all I have. And that's what I do. And that makes me feel so much better the rest of the day. This little bit of movement really does, it does something to your brain, like, that really, like, activates everything, gets everything firing on all cylinders, and, like, it helps you think of more ideas, it helps you think more clearly. Like, I don't know if you've ever been maybe, like, at a consult with a client or at some listing thing or even, like, a showing, and someone asked you a question and you honestly thought to yourself, like, "Wait, what were they talking about?" Like, I wasn't listening. Not
Brain
because you
fog?
weren't you weren't trying to pay attention, but just because you felt foggy and, like, a little off. Maybe you had a lot of things going on at home. Like, it's all of us, right? But when you get some exercise in, when you get those, like, morning miles in, that really does make a difference in, like, how you come across and how you can articulate things and how you can do that. I mean, gosh, we talk about that too, Chelsea. Like, there are times that we will record and we haven't done that, and then we feel a difference. But if we've gotten up and we've moved around and we've done something, like, we feel like, "Wow, that was a really good one." Like, I could have kept going, you know?
Elwood said it best. Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, and happy people don't just
Kill people.
shoot their
Read
husband
right, shoot their
was the
husband.
actual
Yes.
thing. I'm like, I don't know if I can say that on here. No, seriously though, when we did camp the last round, or both rounds actually, I made it a point to go on my treadmill or go outside for a walk. There were different times of year, but like for a certain amount of time at least. And some of the days I went twice. Some of the days I brought my laptop and I just like walked super slow so I could get work done and like follow up stuff, my admin tasks that I still am doing right now. It just unlocks this like mental barrier. Like I feel so much sharper if I go for a walk or I get outside in the sunlight or like I just knew like if you sit at a desk, what they used to say like sitting is the new smoking. Well, this was like
Yeah.
20 years ago. It really is. Like if you just sit down all day long, you start to feel just blah. Like you have to get up, you have to move, even if you have nothing going on that day, even if you do have a million things going on that day, you'll give yourself more energy for later. I knew that doing camp, which is like a lot of mental output, and I want to perform my absolute best, I had to get up and move my body in the morning.
Mhm.
And sometimes also in the afternoon, just as like a little reset, like let's get out of the office, let's stop sitting at the computer and just almost like wipe away the distractions, right? Like usually I'm not working on my treadmill. I will when I have to, but like usually I'm on it and I'll listen to a podcast or I'll habit stack something, I'll watch a training, I'll read a book or listen to an audio book. Like it's just a good mental sharpening.
As we're talking about all of this, I feel like we would be doing everyone a giant disservice if we didn't stop and invite them to camp.
Camp Modern Agent is coming back March 23rd. And this is where we're going to go even deeper on everything we talk about in these episodes, where you're going to learn how to get clarity around what this means for you personally, because we know that that's like the sticky point, right? Like we talk every week on these episodes, and then what?
Right. So keep listening, but as you're listening, go to our show notes and click on the camp link. You can sign up right there. You'll get emails all about it, but we couldn't let this conversation go on without telling you about it.
Go to modernagentsocialclub.com/camp, and we can't wait to see you there.
Yeah, I was the same way, and I got one of those like walking pads. I think it was like $100 on Amazon. I should link the one that I have because I love it a lot, and it's not heavy, but it's easy to slide under my desk. I ride my desk a little bit, work for a while, and then sometimes I even like lift weights if I'm not working at the time. But I do think that's important to say. I think there is nothing better and more refreshing, especially if you're just like, oh, my brain, to just take a walk and like don't even listen to anything except for like the birds chirping or like listen to maybe some like powerful music or something. But The other thing that you can do, which pairs into the third thing that we're going to talk about, is like habit stack. So you add a little bit of that element of like, I'm going to work a little bit, or I'm going to challenge my thinking, or I'm going to, process this as I'm doing this. So we're calling this the wealthy mindset moment. Have a wealthy mindset moment every single day. So if you're walking on your walking pad and you turn on a podcast, it could be something like this, or maybe another podcast that you love listening to that just challenges you a little bit. And what's kind of nice about that, whether it's like a 20-minute podcast or an hour long, if you're just like, nope, I'm going to walk the whole time and listen to it, not only have you gotten that CEO walk in, but you also have probably come away with some more ideas or things you hadn't thought about before. But you can also like listen to an audiobook. Like there's several different things you can do. If you've ever like downloaded a course and you're like, you know what, I could probably stand to listen to that again or for the first time, that's a great time to do that.
I want to say something else about habit stacking that I don't think is habit stacking. Sometimes, and I'm not attacking you if you did this, but sometimes agents will tag us on Instagram saying that they're watching a training or listening to the podcast, but then they're like doing other, like they'll be watching a training and doing something with their brokers, meeting something on a webinar. And I'm like, wait a second. We need to, yes, habit stacking would be walking and listening to a podcast, running and listening to a course, working out and listening to an audiobook. Listening to an audiobook in one ear while your toddler's eating lunch and you're feeding them. Like that's habit stacking. Or meal prepping and listening to, it's not just working out. It could be a million things. Doing laundry and listening to a podcast or an audiobook. But when you are not like, I want you, if you are attending a training at Modern Agent, if you are listening to this podcast and your driving is perfect because you're focused, right? On driving and then you can listen. But if you're scrolling Instagram or you're watching I don't know how on earth you're watching two things at once, you are wrecking your nervous system for one thing because your brain is literally like bam, 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 like trying to do two different things and consume at once, but you're not really letting any of it impact you because you're just kind of letting it breeze right by, like in one ear, out the other. Like you felt like you were productive, you felt like you were busy, you checked it off, but you got nothing out of it because you didn't really focus on it. So like anytime you're attending like camp or a training, I want you dialed in as much as possible. If you have a baby at home or a sick kid, like there's only like control the controllables. All it comes back to is control the controllables. With all of these things we're talking about, we are recommending you do all of these things we're saying daily. Get ready every day. CEO walk every day. Wealthy mindset moment every day. The other day, it was like my time of the month, and I just like got hit really hard the day before with like, I felt super like just out of it, not myself. I was so tired. I had like major mental fog. I had horrible cramps. Like I was just like, I never usually get that bad of an experience. So what I decided to do, I basically followed this list. I took a shower and I got ready. I went for a walk. I looked up what foods should I eat in the follicular phase or whatever. I still can't get them straight. And I went and ate a bunch of them. I made eggs with veggies in them for breakfast. I had an orange. I took my supplements. I like got out in the sunlight. I took Henry out in the snow. And by the end of all these things that I stacked on top of each other, I felt so much better. But how funny is that I didn't wait around for these symptoms to like go away or like I'll just wait, it'll be over in a few days, or like this is just what happens at this time of the month. I took responsibility and controlled the controllables to make myself feel as better as I possibly could, even though I still wouldn't say I was like feeling my best. And I did things that were options. I ate the right foods. I moved my body. I went outside. Like I did these things. And what is so cool about this list is you don't wait till your business grows. You don't wait until you get more clients calling. You don't wait until you have more followers, until you figured out your branding. Like you just do the things. And what's going to happen as a natural byproduct is you're going to show up more confidently. You're going to feel better about your business. You're going to have more conversations that will lead to future clients and referrals. Like this is such a deeper thing than like, get ready today for fun and wear a cute outfit. Like it's such a deeper level. So you really need to think about like, what is the true payoff of this? It's not just like, oh, I got dressed today. It's all these other things we're talking about. And I like to like hone in on this because there is a lot we can control. There's so much that we can't control too. But if you can control the things that are optional, your day-to-day will just be better.
It's amazing what can happen when you don't give an excuse,
Oh,
right?
true.
It is absolutely amazing. I know. I mean, I've been there so many times too, whether it's like the kids or the dog threw up or something. And it's just like, like, oh, I don't have time. And it's like, no, I do still have time. This is what I'm going to do to adjust. Like, it's always like just thinking for yourself, thinking like a CEO, thinking like a wealthy agent, not thinking about like a rookie or like an amateur. Like, you're thinking about who you want to become, and you're going to start acting like that person.
That day that I did all those things, I also laid on the couch with a heating pad and watched Big Bang Theory. So, like, it's not just about like rah, rah, motivation,
Right.
power, blah, like workout. Like, it's also about just like giving yourself the things you need to like recover or feel better or get creative or like, all of those things kind of come off that same way of thinking, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the next thing that we have for your daily protocol is you're going to spark conversation. So this is kind of getting into social media content, but this is also kind of in real life stuff. So what do we mean by sparking conversations? We talk all the time about having a personal brand and sharing real estate and your life as an agent online with that personal brand lens so that your content not only stands out amongst the sea of gray and amongst every other agent that's out there, but also so that you can spark those conversations. So instead of you just saying, like, going to a meeting at my office today, but instead you're saying, got my CEO walk in and listen to this podcast, and now I'm doing this. That's what you're gonna be more likely to have people reply to those stories and say, oh, what podcast? Or I just listened to this one. I should try that one. Or, oh, where'd you get that stroller if you took your kid with you? Or your dog's so cute. Or like any of those things. You're giving them so many different things to latch onto instead of just real estate. This is so important for agents to understand, especially. I always say, like, this is not the exact same advice I would give to like a small shop like who sells t-shirts or someone who makes jewelry or whatever. Like, I would not give the same advice, but because we're talking real estate where people realistically, most people aren't moving every single year, we have to build that relationship beyond the thing that we sell, right? So sparking conversations, you can do this in your content by adding a little bit of your personality. You can do this in your stories. Oh my gosh. And guess what? Because you're dressed, because you're ready for the day, because you've gone on your walk, because you've learned a little something new, you have so much to share in your stories. It's almost like that was happened on purpose, you know?
Okay, there is something called the reticular activating system. And to really dumb it down, it's your brain filters reality based on what it thinks is important. So if you only post to your stories if you have an open house or a listing or, here's this house I showed, it doesn't necessarily resonate with the person consuming it. More so like the basic stuff. I guess showing a house could be fun or whatever. I'm not saying you can't do that. But what happens is your clients, your future clients, your followers, their brains do the exact same thing. So the question isn't like, oh my gosh, did they see my content? Or like, I got to post about real estate all the time so no one forgets I sell real estate. Because what's happening then is they're thinking like, this doesn't feel relevant to me right now, so I'm not going to pay attention. And that's where that personal brand matters. Your stories matter. Showing up and documenting these little things matters because that's when you're training their brain to notice you. It's not, have they seen your content? It's like, have they remembered what you shared? So if you had like two agents and one is just posting, their market stats, their listings, their client testimonials, they're just sold, like the things that you think as an agent, again, the default setting, what you're supposed to post. But then people see them and they're like, well, I don't need real estate right now. This isn't relevant to me emotionally. But then when that person also posts like their favorite local place that they go and where they got their coffee and, what they did with their kids that weekend and the movie they saw or whatever, the podcast they listened to, the outfit they wore, the beverage they made that morning, the takeaway from the business book they just read. Look at, we just gave you all those things to
Right?
create content around. That's when the person's like, oh, like, I can't wait to see what she posts next about this or that or her local spots or the coffee shop or what she got to eat. Like, it creates emotional relevance. And
Mm-hmm.
now their reticular activating system is like noticing those things. So as you're posting about mom life and real estate and wine and all these things, as they start to see wine or a house for sale or like an activity for kids in town, they're going to think of you
Yeah.
because that's what's emotionally relevant to them right now. So it isn't just about like sharing random things. It's about being intentional about it so that these people are like, oh yeah, Chelsea's the one who does this and this. She's the realtor, right? So
Yeah.
then you're building trust because you're building familiarity, and familiarity builds trust, and trust results in referrals. It
Yeah.
really all works together as if it were one big circle of life, but
It's
of
almost like
referrals.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so, so true. And again, what's so cool about all of this is when you're living out this day to day, when you actually are taking the time to do this, first of all, like I did this too. I was on like a big workout kick. And then when we got home from vacation in January, we had so many snow days, so many sick days, all the things. And like I just got off the bandwagon of working out. And one day I was actually like, if I document my workout every single morning and put it in my stories, people will expect to see it and it will make me do it. And so that's what I started to do. And it actually has made like a huge difference. Like I've been like actually getting the work done. So what's so cool about this is all of this gives you like this fuller life and like more to share and like more to connect with people on. But meanwhile, you get to live this out. This is why we always say like the modern agent has never been about the content. It has always been about the agent as a whole person. Yes, we want to give you the absolute best content. And yes, we want to give you so many ideas for your listing. And yes, we want to help like all of those things. We like, oh my gosh, we love that stuff. But it is even just as much about you making sure that you have plenty of time with your family. If picking up your kids every day from school matters to you, you're going to be able to do it. If you are tired of working with people who don't trust you and the people who come in with that cross arm energy, you don't have to do it anymore. Like this is the whole agent that we're serving here. And that's what's so cool. But all of it means you have to put these things into practice. We can't do it for you.
Even the best content in the world, the best ideas, the best listing, creative, insert the thing you wish you had or want or all the things. Those things individually don't work that well if the whole person agent, what we're teaching and talking about today, isn't there first. So if you're not doing these other things, you're really going to struggle with the individual piece of content. Like I could give you the most creative listing ideas and you're going to be like, I don't have any photos. I don't know how to do that. I don't know, like the Eeyore mentality, right? Like if you're doing these daily things, these daily protocol, if you're following the daily protocol, everything else will just flow naturally. And we haven't even gotten to our fifth one, which is remove the filter from what you're doing and document over create. Don't go to Canva, go to your camera roll. What are you capturing in real life? The real life moments of real estate, the real life moments behind the scenes of real estate with your family, or the things you choose to specifically incorporate into your brand, right? That not only is it like what Kayla said, the built in accountability, like I'm going to share this every morning and now you're accountable to it, but you're also sharing real things, like real authentic things that people can connect with that reticular activating system is like, oh my gosh, this is for me because I also read in the morning, or I also walk the dogs, or I also do these things. Like you're really giving yourself not even permission, but you're making it so that there is no excuse. Like you're literally wiping the excuses away because you're becoming a person who can do these things without all the reasons why it's not going to work, or without not having the things in place, or not being camera ready, or not having cute outfits, or like whatever your reasons are. You're going to start being so much more mindful just about your day-to-day life that the content part is going to feel 10 times easier.
Oh, absolutely. I love this whole conversation because I feel like on the front end, this podcast is so much about the content and what to say in stories and what to do forever. But I love this whole series because this dives into like, this is why this matters. And if you're doing these things in real life, not only is your content going to be great, but you are going to be getting more clients. You are going to be getting more referrals because people are going to be so drawn to what you're doing, right? So this whole idea of removing the filter, I listened to this podcast a while ago and there was an agent that was being interviewed. She did a great job, but she was talking about all of these things in her business. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, I want to check her out. And I checked her out and her feed was beautiful. But first of all, she never had more than like maybe 3 likes on any post. Everything was a graphic with beautiful fonts and colors and all of the things. Zero personality the whole time. Now, according to the podcast, she was still doing pretty well in real estate. So she may be thinking, see, I don't need that stuff. I'm doing great, which is amazing. Like she, honestly, what an uphill battle that she has fought and she's winning. So congratulations. But I sent it to Chelsea and I said, if only she added these things, if only she added this little twist, or if only she just hopped on her stories and said this, or did this in her, like in a reel or whatever, she would be blowing up. She would not know what to do with all of these referrals because she has a lot of other things going for her. But the bottom line is, like, we cannot hide behind graphics. And that is what so many people are doing. That's what the sea of gray is doing right now. So if you want to be that standout, wealthy, most referred agent out there in your market, you have to be willing to be that neon pink and to add your personality to your content. And guess what? We're not going to have excuses, right? So it's not going to be, oh, I'll do that when I lose weight. I'll do that when I get more comfortable on camera. I'll do that when I get this extra device for my camera or this lighting kit. Whatever. No, you're going to start today. And you're going to be willing to kind of be bad at it at first, because this is not about living this like comfortable life. This is about who you're becoming in the process. Remember the farmer, right? It's not about just the end result. It's about who you're going to become as we're like going through. Think of like a butterfly. That caterpillar gets all wrapped up in its cocoon, and there's like a lot of pressure, right? It can't be comfortable. There's a lot of growth that has to happen there. And then when the caterpillar starts to emerge and it finally emerges as a butterfly, they always say, like, if you would go in and like see a caterpillar doing that and you would like go in and help it and you would like peel it away and then be like, look, there you are. The butterfly would actually die because it needs all of that pressure and it needs to work to get everything like in working order, get its wings ready to fly, all of the things. It has to go through the process, and we are no different. We have got to go through the process to become the wealthy agent.
When you were talking about that agent too, the other thing that came to mind is we don't really know, like when we see someone's production numbers or their listings or their videos or all the things, we don't really know like where that business is coming from. Like we don't know if they're cold leads or if their broker's giving them to them, or if there's like a lot of tension and stress. Like maybe her transactions are very difficult. I mean, I hope not. I'm just saying we a lot of times will look at the end result, like the harvest, and we don't really know what went on to get there or how much hard work the farmer put in. If your business was more based around getting referrals versus chasing leads or trying to convert cold leads, it makes your whole business a lot easier and a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable. And then that turns into more repeat referrals and clients because they trusted you, they had a good experience, they knew what to expect, and now that just accelerates everything.
Yeah.
So it's not even about like, you know, if you thought, could her content have more of a personality driven angle and that would attract more referrals, that could make a huge difference for someone, right? Or maybe a lot of times we're working so much harder because we're trying to resist the thing that we feel like is hard, but we're working way harder all the time.
Yeah.
And like, it's so wild to me, actually. Like, even my example of hiring someone, like, I'm working so much harder dilly-dallying with all the things I have to do right now instead of just looking for the person I want to hire. That would probably take a week. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, it's so true. And then you finally, when you get to the other side, it's so easy to see it. It's like hindsight is 2020. But in the moment, you keep doing the hard thing and making life really difficult for yourself. Like, what do you call it, Kayla? It's like you can't see the forest through the trees. But
Right.
when you know, like these things that we're talking about, like you can get ahead a lot faster without having to wait for anything just by following this protocol. I think this protocol actually it's fun. Like we do it. Like I think it's fun.
Yeah.
It makes my life more enjoyable. It makes content more enjoyable. It makes my conversations on social media more enjoyable. It gets us like more ideas because people respond. And like, I mean, there's so much to it. We do our 10 pages of the book a day or a podcast, and we have all these things to talk about. I wouldn't change it for anything.
No. And again, what's so fun about this, like I said, is like we get to live it out, right? Like what you just said, like we get to actually live this out. But here's why that is so powerful. Think about like some of your like favorite people to follow, and not just like a brand or whatever, but if there's someone that you're like, I don't know, I just really like to follow her. I love to watch her stories. I love her take on things. She has something interesting to say, like, or she has this really cool house, or she has like whatever the thing is. The bottom line is you're attracted to that because that's kind of the life that you want to live to some degree, right? The goal here is that you live such a full, abundant life and that you have such a magnetic brand that the people in your community don't just view you as an agent, but they view you as someone that they really want to have that close proximity with because they want your life. It's like that quote from When Harry Met Sally, when they're like, I'll have what she's having. Like, it's kind of the same idea of like, I don't even know what she's selling, but I want to buy it because I just want to do that. It's not about like glamorizing your life or just like romanticizing things for the sake of having pretty content. But what it does is it draws people in. It makes people sit a little closer and like lean in and be like, what is she saying? What is she talking about? And then every little deposit you make about like what you're doing in real estate and what you're doing in real life, and you're blending that together so perfectly every single time, like you're showing people this is what life is like here in this town. This is what life is like as a homeowner. This is what life is like as a woman who wakes up every day and decides to do these things. And guess what? You can have this life too. And I would love to work with you because it's more than real estate. It's like the entire life. It's the entire payoff of everything that you're working towards, because it's so much more than content.
Amen.
Amen. We're done now. I don't feel like I have anything else to add. I feel like that is like a cherry on top. Although we do have 2 more episodes of this, so you need to keep listening.
Yeah, keep listening. Okay, that's your Modern Agent Protocol. A quick little recap. Number 1, get ready every day. Maybe you document part of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Document putting your eye masks on, document pouring the coffee, document the workout. Number 2, your CEO walk. No beach body or weightlifting videos required, just a walk, like with sound or not, habit stack or not. 3, wealthy mindset moment. Listen to a podcast, read 10 pages of a book. Working on your mindset needs to be mandatory. That needs to be a mandatory thing. You will speak so much more eloquently to your clients too when you do this, and you'll have really good metaphors and things to use as examples, and you'll look really smart. So trust me. Number 4, spark conversations daily. So this is through your content, stories in real life. And then number 5, remove the filter. Document before you create. This is like your built-in accountability to showing up, and you can document everything we just listed. So if you're like, well, I don't really do anything interesting, I just gave you 4 things to do that are interesting, right? So that is the Modern Agent Daily Protocol. And let us know what you think. Let us know if you're going to do it. Tag us in your stories when you document, and let us see you living it out, because I know it will make your life and your business just a little bit more glowing.
So send this to a friend. Do this together. Next week, we have even more good stuff in store for you. So you're definitely going to want to tune in. But yeah, this has been so much fun.
All right, guys, we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
I'm so glad we got to hang out today. If you're as sad as I am that our time is up, I've got good news. There are a couple of different ways we can keep the conversation going.
First, follow us on Instagram at Modern Agent Marketing Girls and introduce yourself in the DMs. Also, we always have a free Modern Agent resource available, so check out today's show notes for the goods.
And finally, hang out with other go-to real estate girls like you and finally create a marketing plan that works when you join Modern Agent Social Club. All the details are in today's notes.
XOXO, the Marketing Girls.